Welcome to Around the House with Eric G., your trusted source for all things home improvement. Now, here's your host, Eric G.
Welcome to the Around the House show, the next generation of home improvement. I'm Eric G. Thanks for joining me today. This hour is brought to you by my friends at Monument Grills. Check them out at monumentgrills.com. Here we've got today one of my favorite products out there, because if you're like me that has a generator outside the house, I don't have a place to put it that's under the weather that's safe, and GenTent has got you covered. Solani, welcome to Around the House.
Thank you so much, Eric. Such a pleasure to be here.
I'm so happy to have you on because we're coming into hurricane season. It's been hurricane season for a bit, but we're getting into the prime of it, as well as wildfires and everything else going. And then the people thinking about the winter storms. Seems like it's a great time for prime season for people with generators and how to protect them.
Absolutely. So August really kickstarts the most intense wildfire season. It's also the heart of hurricane season. And exactly to your point, Eric, it's when people are starting to think about winter storms, things like that. So we're really gearing up for probably a tough rest of the year ahead, rather, with inclement weather coming forward.
Yeah, hopefully we dodge it this year, but it always seems like that August, September, and that's the time I usually try to go to the Caribbean, which usually jinxes everything when I do that. It's that time of year where things get crazy. And I think it's really important for generator safety out there because, you know, you've got fire from a generator as far as the heat, you've got electricity, and the last thing you want is your generator getting taken out by heavy rains and stuff and getting it hurt or broken when you're relying on it to give you power.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much diversity in power across the country, with people having power outages anywhere between a few hours to a few days, sometimes even a couple weeks. So if your generator stops working in the middle of a storm, it is one of the most unfortunate things that can happen. So exactly to your point, we're really trying to help people keep their families protected and safe against instances like that.
I think it's so dangerous because people have maybe carports or that covered patio. And the problem is many times those are tied into the house, at least to the attic space or something like that. And carbon monoxide can do some crazy things. And even with some of the smarter carbon monoxide generators out there that monitor it, if you put it in a place that's going to trap that in there, it could turn itself off. So having a cover like GenTent, I think, is so important just to maintain that unit and for the safety of you inside the house.
Yeah. So a little bit more information regarding that. Generator safety is a life or death issue. Over 29 million Americans own portable generators, and many of them end up using it dangerously, not through any fault of their own per se. They just are not aware of the proper things to do. Exactly as you mentioned, Eric, carbon monoxide poisoning is one of the most dangerous things that can occur with improper generator usage. Carbon monoxide poisoning is the silent killer because one generator actually produces more carbon monoxide than hundreds of cars combined. So if you think about it that way, you wouldn't run hundreds of cars in your garage, right? So then why would you run a portable generator somewhere like a carport, to your point, or a garage? It's just so dangerous, especially with the fact that the gas can really go in through tiny spaces between doors and window cracks as well. And it becomes lethal. It can accumulate and become lethal in minutes.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. We always see the stuff on the news where everybody shakes their head, but so many people just don't know that someone in an apartment that didn't have power for 4 days, they started up in their apartment. You're just like, what are you thinking? But they happen every year. And if you use the generators, they're beautifully safe, but you just got to follow the rules and guidelines and not put yourself in a bad position. And especially with GenTent, I've got one on my older generator. One just showed up this week to go on my new one. And the cool thing is I can keep it 20 feet away from the house, away from everything that I need it to be, and not have to worry about that exhaust or carbon monoxide going in the house. And at the same time, I'm protecting that generator that I spent a lot of money on, and I know that it's going to be in a safe situation out there.
Absolutely. We really consider a generator to be an investment. It's something that you're going to have for many years. You're going to use it in life-saving situations. And to your point, keeping it 20 feet away is something that's not just what we as GenTent say. It's what the CPSC says. It's what the CDC says. It's what FEMA says. We're really seeing that language being adopted by a lot of generator manufacturers, as well as obviously these national associations and government officials as well. So you really want to keep it that safe distance, because anything closer then you really do risk, again, like anything such as carbon monoxide accumulation. But also if it's too close to the house, you risk structural fire risks. And that's something you definitely don't want. And then again, if you also keep it too far away without any sort of safety protocols, you risk electrocution and ruining your investment.
Absolutely. And the thing is, you guys make them for so many different models. There's things that are super small. There's stuff like mine that's really big. It's depending if you're going out tailgating or if you're going to be sitting there trying to run the whole house, because I don't know about you guys out there in the audience, but last time I didn't have power was for 5 days. 5 days is a long time to be living off that generator, and Mother Nature can throw everything at you.
Yeah, absolutely. We cover over 3,500 generator models, which is something that we love to brag about. We cover everything from open frame to fully enclosed. I think you were mentioning that you have a fully enclosed Champion, right? That we sent over our newest product, which is the GenTent XL inverter kit for, because what we're really trying to do is not only be built for today's generators, but tomorrow's too. And so a little bit about how the generator market is really shifting. We're seeing the market moving towards these larger units with wider chassis and power output for the whole home. So you have models like Champion, Westinghouse, Duramax, Generac, etc., really building these larger units that can actually power your home for power outages that last for something like 5 days. What you faced, Eric, right?
You got it.
Exactly. So anything that you have, such as a smaller unit that's really built for tailgating, we got that covered. Anything that's a whole home inverter unit or something like that as well, we have it covered. So something we're really proud of. Yeah.
And those inverter generators are so great because I've got a ton of electronics. I do my radio show, TV stuff, podcast, and I need all this stuff to be working under clean power. And that inverter really, you don't have to worry about the electronics getting messed up by dirty power by one of the older generators. And it just works like when you plug in, it's just, wow, it's just like the power's back on again, which is exactly what I was looking for. And it's nice that technology's doing that for us.
It is great that technology is doing that for us. And then speaking of refueling your generator, as that pertains as well, something that I love about the GenTent, for example, is the fact that we have a really easy refueling door. So that clean power, you can really keep it going very easily, especially during situations where you just want to get in and out. You know, it's raining or it's snowing out there and you're just like, okay, cool, I have to refill this generator. Let me just do that real quick with our open top flap, which is very convenient. But yes, I agree. I think the generator manufacturers are doing a really good job trying to make things really clean and easy for us to be able to, again, use things really safely. That's exactly what we want to do.
I didn't realize how cool that flap was until my last power outage, I think last year. And again, ice storms. So we had freezing, it was 28 degrees and raining. And so I had trees dropping down in the neighborhood, everything else. And I went through 34 gallons of unleaded gas during that time because I didn't have a tri-fuel unit. And so I had a ton of gas, 5 gallons at a time. It'd go about 7 hours, which was great. So I'd have to shut it down to be safe. I want to get in and get out and get the power back on again. You go out there, turn it off, fill it back up. And that door made it so easy. And I was like, oh, I hope this works. And I was like, oh, this could not be more perfectly placed to have access, but still protected.
Thank you. Yeah. The thing with GenTent, I think, is we really take design into consideration. We really pride ourselves on being an engineered product, right? So with the design of the GenTent, it's specifically made to be not only have that ease of access for things like refueling, but it's also meant to be a toolless, full weatherproof enclosure with a clever top-down watershed system. So just like you mentioned with an ice storm, right? The ice really just slides right off. And so it's a system that diverts rain, snow, ice away from not only the electrical panel, but just from accumulating at the top. What we see with a lot of our competitors by comparison is that they have a flat top model or design, and that tends to buckle under rain or snow accumulation. So we really made it a point to not have that occur with our system.
I tell you what, if you're out there shopping for these and you're getting the competitors, you're making a mistake. My personal opinion, I'm not going to put something that could be flammable around the outside of my generator because you've got heat, you got electricity, you've got probably 5 gallons of gas sitting there if you got a big one. The last thing I'm going to do is stick something on there that's not rated for that. And The imposters out there are big, and I tell you what, careful if you're not getting a GenTent. You could be getting a headache on top of that, and nobody wants to see that.
You are 100% correct, Eric, and thank you for thinking of generator safety. It's why we love to do what we do. But you're absolutely right. There are so many dangerous knockoffs flooding the market, and while it may seem like a cheaper solution in the near term, what people don't realize is that these alternative solutions, while they're marketed as generator running covers, they tend to be made of flammable material. We do a lot of testing in-house, right? No, what we're doing is we're getting 30, 40 of our competitor products in here, and we're putting it on generators and seeing how they perform, if there's any form of ignition or spark. And we're seeing these covers go up in flames in seconds and these flames last for minutes. If that is, to your point, near anything combustible like fuel, or even if the generator is not according to protocol, if it's too close to the home, that can start a fire. We see instances every winter where the generator is actually too close to the home. There's generator fires. And that's due in part to obviously any sort of electrical fire hazard that just may occur due to no cover. But then imagine if you're actually getting a cover, you're like, I'm making the right decision. I'm keeping myself protected. And in the end, this product is unsafe. And what we're doing is we're partnering with associations like the PGMA, which is the Portable Generator Manufacturer Association, NCOAA, which is the National Carbon Monoxide Awareness Association, and NASFAM, which is the National Association of State Fire Marshals, for portable generator safety initiatives, so that we're always designing the safest products. We're also actively working on a UL standard for generator cover flammability. So we're really hoping to make sure that the market is safer so that consumers can always pick the safest solutions for them. That's just what it boils down to at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think, and this is my call out to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, every Wednesday on my midweek special podcast, if you're listening on the radio, I talk about recalls. There is no reason why those products out there that are flammable should be on the market today, and they should be recalled, in my opinion, because they shouldn't be on people's generators. That would be like taking a blanket that's flammable and wrap it around there and hoping for the best. It's not a good,
It sure isn't. But that's the thing. People don't know, because when they're marketed to, they're told that this is waterproof, weatherproof, that this running cover works. No one's going to advertise, oh yeah, by the way, we're flammable. So it's not on the consumers are just unaware because they have the wrong information in front of them. So you're absolutely right. We're working to make sure that's not an issue going forward.
And the good news is you guys build these for a lot of other brands too. So if you're buying one from Champion, let's say, that's your unit going out the door. It's, even though it's got their brand name on it and it matches theirs, it's a cool thing that you guys are making them for these generator manufacturers, because the manufacturers are going, hey, this is going to be safe with our unit.
Yeah, absolutely. So to that point, we definitely have a few OEM partners, and we're super excited to be ramping up with others. But you're exactly right. With your Champion, it's that gorgeous Champion yellow. If you want that matching storm shield that goes that perfect yellow color with it, absolutely get that. It looks great. We have partnerships currently with Cummins as well as Westinghouse as well. And we're going to be launching another partnership in the fall, which we're super excited about as well. And that's with Duramax.
Nice. And guys, these are not just great for the storms, but if you're out there, it's football season coming up, college football season coming up. One of these would look great right on top of your generator out there when you're out there getting ready to do this. So when you're out tailgating at the stadium, should have a GenTent on it.
Yeah, imagine, for example, your little Champion inverter with a Champion storm shield supporting some football champions. How does that sound?
There we go. I love it. And then you guys make all the different parts and pieces, and that's what I thought was really cool. My first generator that I got from you guys, I had more of a universal one on there, but I had so many different options of how far down I wanted to have, whether I wanted to have a clear shield so I could see the digital readout. You guys have really spent a lot of time designing these to work for everybody. So
open frame or fully enclosed, we've got you covered. The open frame design, we have clamps that directly go mount to generator frames. And then with the inverter model, we have an easy strap mount system. And as you mentioned, in addition to this, we do take our accessories into account. Having that clear panel allows you to read things simply. Again, that's our whole thing. We want things to be easy. We want things to be simple. And we just want you guys to be able to just get in and out when you're either refueling, whether you're reading the
What I like too that you guys have for all these different models, I think it's awesome. You can go on your website, grab the make, grab the model. It walks you right through the whole thing because you guys have a ton of options for generators.
We really do. Yes. We have our fit tool, which you can access by just going to gentent.com/fit. And exactly to your point, if you put in your make and your model, you'll be able to find the perfect GenTent to fit your generator. It leads you right directly to that product page. So we really try to make things really simple for you.
Yeah, it is great. And I think that the fun part with this is it's super easy install. This does not take a PhD of mechanical engineering to put this in. 20 minutes, you're ready to rock in most cases.
Yeah. And as someone with absolutely zero knowledge on how to build or assemble anything, for me, IKEA is a task. So with all of the new employees here at GenTent, what we do is we make them actually assemble their first GenTent and see how it is for someone who has never actually touched this product before. And even I, and I say that very specifically, even I, someone who would literally be a dummy in this field, I was able to set it up in 20 minutes max, which is quite the feat, I would say.
There you go. And it's so simple. And you know what I like too is your website has so much safety tips and everything else. It's got a lot of great information on it. So if you're worried about generators and you're like, how do I do this? There's so many great safety tips over there because safety is such a big thing with generators. If we could cut down the issues that we see out there with generator safety, generators are safe, but you just got to follow the rules. And once you know the rules, they're common sense, but you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. And that's the biggest thing, right? Like we really want people to know that GenTent is not just a product. It's a safety company first. Having those safety tips on our website is a very important part of who we are. And if you want to access any of those, you can just go on our website, gentent.com. You'll find them there. Or you can just go directly to gentent.com/safety for our generator safety toolkit, which offers a lot of different diagrams, best practices, and just general information that's so useful to know.
That is great. Solani, when it comes to generators, there's so much in that safety and with the flammability of these other products out there. You guys have really dove into the facts and really tried to make these things as safe as possible, which was, to me, is a real good compliment to the generators.
Yes, thank you so much. That is by design as well. So all of our products are NFPA rated, which means that every single component of the hardware as well as the canopy itself is flame retardant. And that's obviously really important because what you never want to have is any sort of heat from the exhaust causing generator cover to go up in flames and cause any issues.
It's so great to see that you guys are doing this to make sure things are safe. And you know, it's just so sad to see some of these other products out there that are potentially dangerous. And a little tease for you guys out there, I think I might play with some fire and do some testing myself. And we'll see how GenTent goes against these other guys out there, because I'm curious to see how bad can it get. Don't worry, I'll be working with some pros out there to see what we do on this. But could be coming up in a future TV segment. So a little tease for you out there. So, well, Solani, thanks for coming on today. I really appreciate it. And that website one more time for GenTent.
Absolutely. The website is gentent.com. That would be GenTent.com.
It's for the people out there that are sitting there that are like, oh my gosh, I got to get one of these. Where do they find them? Absolutely.
So you can find it on a lot of places. So you can get it on our website at gentent.com. That would be GenTent.com. You can also find us on Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, or other online retailers such as PD, Power Equipment Direct. Or you can also call our friendly US-based support system here in Brentwood, New Hampshire. That number, if you are looking to call in directly, 781-334-8368.
Yeah, that is perfect. And you guys are so helpful over there. It's so nice. I've had to call in once and go, hey, am I doing this right? I was, but I wanted to make sure. But it's great talking to people that are jam-packed full of knowledge that understands this product inside and out.
They really do. And they're so helpful, so kind. You can email, you can call in. They will do so much in order to make sure that you have that set up correctly.
That is great.
Yeah.
To find out more about GenTent, hit them up at gentent.com. Make sure and click that subscribe button for more home improvement tips and advice. Thanks for tuning into Around the House. We will see you next time.